Eddie Frederick has got it all. Inspiration, motivation, great advice, and biting opinion pieces as only Eddie Frederick can deliver. Eddie Frederick has got it all.
Welcome to Edification, made possible by the efforts of the Center for Democracy and Good Governance, CDGG. The Center for Democracy and Good Governance is a sound organization established to promote and strengthen democracy.
If I take time and I write down all the things that I love on my island, best believe the list gon' be like 5 miles long. Best believe it's love that makes me sing this song. The cleanest breeze on the waters, friendly people meet in every corner. Togetherness and love is what we stand for. We stand for. We stand for.
Oh, island in the sun. Look at how we've grown, how far we've run. 50 years we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. I'm going higher. 50 years we're blessed with fortune fire. Still reaching for more. Going up, going up, 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 going up, going up, going up, 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 up,
Higher, going higher. As we aspire, build up ourselves, put people together. Bang, 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 slowly up.
I want the best for my family, so every meal has to be perfect. Every bite has to say, There's no doubt in my mind that the best in frozen meats and vegetables has to come from the Country Cold Store. Hams, turkeys, sausages, beef, pork, chicken. I just don't know my family is in safe hands. Thank you, Country Cold Store, for being there for us for the past 40 years.
There are some interesting specials available at Country Cold Store's Mini Mart while stocks last. Take advantage of these specials as they assist you to stretch your limited funds.
The Country Cold Store, providing the best in frozen meats and vegetables since 1969.
Attention all forward-thinking companies. Sure, you can do with a continuous positive boost to your image and impact your bottom line. If you think training is expensive, try not training and you will experience a perpetual downward spiral in patronage on account of increased dissatisfied customers. Take things into your hands and engage the best at motivation and customer care training with a tried and tested track record. Visit www.efrederick.com now and learn how you can change the atmosphere in your business and improve the customer experience for everyone who does business with you. Spice Island Beach Resort and Belmont Estate are two such local entities of world renown that have benefited tremendously from ongoing customer care, social skills, and motivation training. Training changes everything for the better for any business and every team member. Enhance employee performance through increased awareness and passion for the job at hand. Greater potential in your workforce awaits you through engaged, high-energy training that works. Log on now, www.EDDIE-FICATION.com.
Eddie Frederick has got it all. Inspiration, motivation, great advice, and biting opinion pieces as only Eddie Frederick can deliver. Eddie Frederick has got it all.
Wonderful, folks. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. It's such a plum-pleasing pleasure to be here with you today again. Welcome to Edification 248. In 3 days, we will be celebrating the birth of the Christ child. In spite of all the challenges and, of course, the strife all over the world for 2024, thank God we weathered all the storms, giving us enough to be grateful for. Where we live may not be our dream house, but we are not homeless. The car we drive or the bike we ride on our way to wherever may not be the model transport that we desire, but thank God we are not walking. Where we work and what we do for a living may not be what we would like to do for a living, but we are not unemployed and without a regular income. How much we make, folks, may not be ideal, but we are grateful that it supports and maintains our current standard of living and quality of life. This year has reaffirmed to us all that something is much better than nothing. So we must count our blessings. You see, I invite you to join in genuine prayer, folks, for the victims of 2024 who may have developed health challenges, experienced tragedy, or some form of pain that changed their lives. You see, those who are stuck in stubborn ignorance, we must pray for them because so far they cannot see daylight. So we have to pray that they eventually are able to see daylight, insisting that they enter 2025 in the same mode as they entered 2024. Yet they're looking for solutions. We pray for their total deliverance. Yes, 2024 has indeed marked by significant challenges across various areas globally, regionally, locally, and of course personally for many people. These challenges span political, economic, environmental, and even social issues, creating a year of resilience, change, and uncertainty. Now, based on all the tragedies during this entire year and all the deaths, especially of youthful Grenadians, those of us who are left may realize that we probably know more dead people than alive people today. Wow, and that's a reality for some of us. We who are still here must make an ample use of the little time we have left. We will not go as we came, only a little or a lot older. No, we will make something of the rest of our lives. Folks, we have to do our best. We have to do our best. As soon as you come into the room today, folks, please remember to share. Share, share, share. Come on, hit that share button. Let's get our people networked. I'm having a little bit of technical snarl here, so I could not have actually shared to as many people as I usually do. So for those of you who know people and you see that they're missing, come on, do your own tagging, do your own sharing, and let's get them into this lively discussion here today, or lively interaction, as you know how. So great to be with you once more. Of course, our angel number is 248. And 248 seems to be a message from your angels that you live your divine life and serve your soul, S-O-U-L, purpose, not S-O-L-E, your soul purpose. The flow of abundance increases in your life. And that is what we got to pray and ask for. That is what we've got to pray and agree to receiving, so that we get that abundance that we are looking for in our lives. Folks, this brings us to our topic for today. What you are not changing, you are choosing. If you insist on not changing things, trust me. How we say, if you keep on doing what you're doing, you surely will keep on getting what you're getting. If you don't like what you're getting, you know what to do. Change what you're doing. So the phrase, what you are not changing, you are choosing, is a powerful reminder of personal responsibility and accountability, folks. It suggests that when we remain passive in the face of unfavorable circumstances or behaviors, we are in effect making a choice to accept them. So here's how we can unpack this particular concept of what you are not changing, you are choosing. You see, failing to act on a problem, whether it's a toxic relationship, support for a gutter snipe, a bad habit, or an unfulfilling career, signals a willingness to tolerate it. Even inaction, folks, is a decision. If someone is poor and vulnerable or unhappy at their job but does nothing to seek change, meaningful change that is, They are effectively choosing to stay poor and vulnerable or just remain plain unhappy. We have control over many aspects of our lives, folks, even if change is difficult. By not exercising that control, we give up the power to improve on our own situation. You see, recognizing this can be liberating. It means we have the ability to choose differently. You see, often, folks, people resist change due to fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of discomfort. You see, choosing to stay the same, it feels safer for a lot of people, even if it's bringing more of the same results and totally unfulfilling. Staying in a toxic friendship or otherwise relationship might feel easier than confronting it or letting it go. We have to be careful as we transition and mature during life's short journey that we reduce our numbers to quality ones. Those who can give us the right advice by way of what we eat, when and how regularly we exercise, how we should network, and who are willing to help us network to better things in keeping with our true north development. Folks, so we can really live our best life until we croak. What we tolerate often becomes our normal. This phrase challenges the comfort zone mindset that so many of us seem to reside in, reminding us that complacency is a choice, not a necessity. Procrastinating, putting things off, like fitness goals, might seem harmless now, but it's a choice with long-term health consequences. You see, this idea encourages reflection. We have to take responsibility. If you are unhappy with an aspect of your life, ask yourself, am I really actively working to change this, or am I choosing to live with it? We have to take ownership, folks. It shifts the focus from external blame to internal empowerment. And what is empowerment? Knowing what you have to do and doing it without having to be told. Goodly, folks, change requires courage, effort, and intentionality. By understanding that inaction is also a form of choice. Stop being inactive in your own life. Become what you may call yourselves an active participant in your own life, and stop being a spectator. We are challenged to actively decide whether to accept or alter our circumstances. Ultimately, this perspective encourages growth and accountability, reminding us that we have more power over our lives than we might think. You know, I learned a long time now, folks, a long time now, that eagles use the negative energy of a storm to fly even higher. Too many of us behave irreversibly stupid when it comes to taking care of number one. Who is number one in your life? You. So stop behaving irreversibly stupid and as if you lame to taking care of your own life. Ourselves and our very self-interest at times we should not shelve. That is precisely why we have to gravitate towards the few who are known to be quality people. So many people ask me when they see me, why don't you seem to hang out with anyone anymore? What's going on with you? You used to be so much fun. Of course I'm fun. I'm just fun with a smaller group. That's all. I haven't lost myself. Oh no. I haven't lost my brawn. I haven't lost my folly. I haven't lost my what you call my sense of humor. Oh no, I just enjoy those qualities with fewer people. You see, too many people gossip about each other too much. And then they sit at the same table. And I have absolutely no tolerance for that. I will not be seen breaking bread with such people. You see, I like direct, blunt people. I like when things are made very clear and straight to the point. You see, volunteering to be ambushed by friendly fire is something that you will never find me doing. I will never volunteer to be ambushed by friendly fire. That is no longer something any of us should be prepared to put up with in order to fit in. Join me, please, now, folks, in standing aside so you too can stand out. I'm begging you, I'm beseeching you, because to a great extent, when you do things like that, you stand out. People want what you have. You're not, you're still broke, but people want that peace that they see you enjoying. You see, not for all the tea in China can I understand why is it acceptable for some people to be idiots, but not acceptable for me to point them out as idiots. I am always the wrong one to point out the idiocy of people. Could you imagine that? While they have license to behave as idiots, nobody questions that. But you let me point it out. Big problem. Well, guess what? I like problems. So I will always point it out. You see, strong friendships and relationships are built on a foundation of mental toughness and genuine emotional support. Our little world right here in Grenada is full of hypocrites. And that is a byproduct of dunceness. Because how could you in your right mind be so easy with being hypocritical? It is quite obvious that not many of your faculties have been developed, because hypocrisy is a path of least resistance. And for you to avoid it, it means, you know what that means? You have been developed beyond being able to tolerate that. You see, this little part of the world, this little speck of geography that on which we live, called Grenada, there's too many hypocritic people living in this place. People wish for you really and truly total failure, but they smile in front of you as if they love you. If ever I had the opportunity to live my life over again, trust me, I wouldn't change a goddamn thing, except I would open my eyes a little more and a lot earlier. From the time I took notice of my excessive kindness that has been causing me problems, being too kind and too naive sometimes, and I realized that it isn't my job to fix what I didn't break, guess what? I successfully pulled back. I may have at one time feared losing people, but now I fear losing my time. I always tell people, folks, listen to me carefully. Carefully, folks. When you give other people your time, it is really a piece of you are giving to people that you cannot get back. And if you cannot get it back, you're wasting it. So you may as well spend it with yourself. And remember, you cannot be lonely if you generally enjoy the company of the person you are alone with. So stop being fearful of being lonely, because you really cannot be lonely if you enjoy the company of self. And self is so important, folks, in the equation. You just cannot. I just realized here, folks, that some people may have been locked out of making comments. I've just opened it up, so I trust that that saves the bell. Now, so if any of you younger than me live to reach my age too, you will realize that life is too short. So you would enjoy each day, laugh whenever you can, cry only when it's necessary, and remain properly centered within yourself. So no one can ever be given the privilege of bringing you down. You see, one value I crave preserving is my dignity, which I will defend with every fiber of my being. I have come to the realization that as I continue to grow, because I ain't dead yet, and I'm not working on it, there will be fewer people around me. Oh God, folks, that's just normal. So if you continue to grow, you would find that a lot of people will drop you because they cannot handle your new zone. They are not prepared to go to that level. So what happens? The trash takes itself out. You don't have to stop lying with them, they will stop. A mature mind does not tolerate hypocrisy and falsehood in others. And that is why it doesn't matter who I lose, as long as I ain't lose me. You see, we now live in a time when everybody seems upset with those who made it in life after putting in the work. Everybody just seemed to be mad about what you got, ignoring the number of sleepless nights you may have had to sacrifice to get what you have. I have never seen so much negativity in my life. And I've been around for a few summers. When I was growing up, folks, parents taught their children to appreciate what they have and respect others' property, regardless of how they are perceived to have obtained such property. Your success has become a notification that they did not do what they needed to do in their lives. And so they are all out against you for you having done what you did to have what you have. You see, right now, where we live, too many among us are so entitled and dependent. What you are not changing, folks, you are choosing. Every year we're hearing the same nonsense about Christmas. And this Christmas, it ain't looking good, nothing's bad. And every year, Well, folks, it means you are not changing something. So you are choosing to reach to this point where you always make the same comment. And then you have people who pose as leaders in the society, encouraging that crap. Start new habits. Filter the hangers-on who contribute absolutely nothing towards your life. Cultivate new and healthy relationships. Read and develop yourselves. A new year is dawning, folks. Let new and desirable attitudes take you over into the new year. Let's take a little break and we'll come back with a lot more.
Eddie Frederick has got it all. Inspiration, motivation, great advice, and biting opinion pieces as only Eddie Frederick can deliver. Eddie Frederick has got it all.
This is EDDIE-FICATION, made possible by the efforts of the Center for Democracy and Good Governance, CDGG. The strength of views and opinions expressed during EDDIE-FICATION are not necessarily a reflection or representation of the sponsors and or affiliates of this program.
Oh, island in the sun. Look at how we've grown, how far we've run. 50 years we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. I'm going higher. 50 years we're blessed with fortune fire. Still reaching for more. Going up, going up, 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 going up, going up, going up, 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 up. Higher.
Frederick has got it all. Inspiration, motivation, great advice, and biting opinion pieces as only Eddie Frederick can deliver. Eddie Frederick has got it all.
Wonderful, folks. Wonderful. So welcome back. Welcome back. And for those of you just joining, welcome. I see some people apologizing for coming on, for jumping on late. That's quite okay. It's the holiday season. Some of you might be doing your spring cleaning. Some of you might be, I'm smelling cake in the atmosphere. I think if people travel to Grenada around this time of the year, all they'll be smelling basically the various scents of Christmas. Some sorrel, some fresh bread baking, some ham cooking, some cake baking. I mean, it's just new linoleum, new tablecloth, the plastic ones, new curtains, varnish on the floor. Christmas has its confluence of scents, folks. Quite interesting. So, folks, welcome back. Of course, just to remind you, our topic for today is what you are not changing, you are choosing. So, goodly folks, even among the challenges for so many during all of 2024, we have some good pearls that took place for some among us. We see the changing of the guards in structured environments where, when one's time comes to a close, others replace them in an orderly manner, which is something that we really and truly have to give God praise for. You see, the new administration should be applauded for putting in place a professional assortment of well-qualified and experienced people to take care of the terms of reference of the Public Service Commission, the PSC. Together with their day-to-day management team, they are doing the best they can with the talent that they have to work with, showing the nation that it is possible indeed. It is no secret that our nation's talent can do with some work in the area of meaningful training and development. But it all starts with them being able to appreciate that their attitude needs fixing. It is in this vein that I take pleasure in sharing the good news about Randy Connaught. As announced by the state under the caption, Grenada has a new Commissioner of Police acting. As of December 2024, Randy Connaught serves as Acting Commissioner of Police for the Royal Grenada Police Force, RGPF. I'm not surprised, as I recall telling former Commissioner Edwin Martin some years ago that I see him in Connaught. At that time, I believe Connaught was in charge of traffic. His response to me then was he wished he could have cloned him, as he is what good stuff is really made of for the Royal Grenada Police Force. To me, they embodied similar energy, which pointed to their orientation towards action and professionalism. No one should be surprised that his career within the RGPF has been marked by progressive leadership roles and significant contributions to various departments. You see, Connaught's career includes a service in the Immigration Department and leadership of the Traffic Department on the Carriage in St. George's. His performance in these roles demonstrated his commitment to law enforcement and public service. In March of 2023, Connaught was appointed as Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police by the Public Service Commission, the PSC, alongside his colleague Vannie Kerwin. This promotion aimed to strengthen the leadership of the RGPF under then Acting Commissioner of Police Don McKenzie. You see, following the tenure of Acting Commissioner Don McKenzie, who is on vacation accrued during his last year of extension of his contract, Connaught assumed the role of Acting Commissioner. Another senior officer told me that several high-ranking officers are praying hard that he be retained in the position after Mackenzie's vacation officially ends, as they do not have to look beyond Connaught for a commissioner. His appointment reflects confidence in his ability to lead the RGPF and address contemporary law enforcement challenges. Goodly folks, I invite you to send good vibes into the universe for this young professional so our law enforcement agency can receive the stability it so desperately deserves at this time of so many security concerns and challenges the world over. As acting commissioner, folks, Connaught is expected to focus on enhancing public safety, improving community relations through motivation, training and development, and modernizing the police force to effectively combat crime. His extensive experience within the RGPF equips him to navigate the complexities of law enforcement in Grenada. Connaught is regarded as a respectable, helpful, humble, and genuine individual. Public sentiment reflects a desire for his continued leadership, with some expressing hope that he will be appointed as the permanent commissioner of police. One very influential Grenadian says he will do everything in his power to see to it that this young man is given the opportunity to revolutionize the police force and to help transform it to the professional security enforcement entity it has the potential to become and remain. You see, Randy Connaught's appointment as acting commissioner of police underscores his dedication and the trust placed in him to lead Grenada's police service. His leadership is anticipated to bring positive developments in law enforcement, true and genuine motivation to the complement of policemen and policewomen, and the community engagement across the nation. I invite you to join me in celebrating the new acting commissioner of police, Randy Connaught. Goodly folks, regardless of what may have happened in your life, whatever disappointments, failures, losses that you may have experienced, you may not appreciate it at the moment, but over time, the unveiling of God's purpose happens over decades, not days. It is only when you look back, you begin to discover that God has been good, and He's been with you at that time of your life when you did not have any sense. He covered you. He protected you. He shielded you. And as you thought you were pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps, the ever-powerful God of our universe was opening doors and bringing you to places that you never could have got to based on your resume alone. It is only through your looking back can you see that God was good and that everything that happened to you drove you to the light in a brand new way that you never knew before. I pray that we all understand and appreciate that all things that happen to us in our lives, the positives and the negatives, came to shape us into who we are today. And that is why we have to have no shame in the game. Just embrace who you are and proceed. For God is good. You see, folks, very recently, while sitting and having a sip of hot tea, a thought struck me in the form of the following question. What causes ill-focused people to be jealous of others who are succeeding? You see, ill-focused people may experience jealousy towards others who are succeeding due to a mix of internal struggles, comparisons, and even unmet aspirations in their own lives. This jealousy often stems from their own feelings of inadequacy or frustration with their circumstances. Let's just examine a couple causes. Ill-focused individuals often recognize that they are not achieving their goals, yet they may not have the discipline or direction to change their situation. Seeing someone else succeed can do what? Highlight their own unfulfilled potential, creating feelings of envy. You see, someone who dreams of being an entrepreneur or even a politician, but procrastinates may feel jealous when they see a pair successfully running a business or having become the prime minister of a country. That's a big, big, big problem for them. They did nothing to get closer to their goal, but they want to kill the man or the woman who did what they had to do to satisfy their own goal. You see, in today's world, especially with social media, people constantly compare themselves to and with others. Ill-focused individuals may feel inferior when others' achievements are visible, even if they have not put in the same effort. You see, comparing lifestyles, comparing careers, or even accomplishments on social media can amplify jealousy when one's own progress is slow or stagnant. I know a man who is not into this show-off thing, but he does it for spite these days. Good spite, you know. If he goes somewhere and he eats a food, he takes a picture, he says, man, let them suffer, I'm putting it up. And he tries his best to see if he can get a locale within the place so that when he takes the picture, they will know where he is without him having to say so. So they could suffer. You see, ill-focused people will always say about people like that, they just got lucky. That's a common mindset that avoids taking responsibility for their personal effort or lack thereof. You see, success in others can trigger insecurity in those who lack confidence in their own abilities. Ill-focused individuals may see someone else's success as a reflection of their own inadequacies, causing feelings of jealousy. You know, one example, if a colleague is promoted, someone struggling in their own role might feel jealous because it emphasizes their own shortcomings. I wouldn't be surprised that you might have among high-ranking police officers that kind of thing, but we need to smother that. No, you need to do some introspection to see where you went wrong. Because I don't think Connaught, for instance, was actually looking to become commissioner of police. I think he was focused on being professional and action-oriented, and those two qualities qualified him. You see, success requires focus. Success requires time. Success requires effort. Ill-focused individuals may lack patience and expect quick results. When they see others achieving through dedication and persistence, it may trigger jealousy because it contrasts with their own inability to stay committed, to stay the course. A friend who has spent years studying to earn a degree may cause envy in some who gave up early. You see, instead of reflecting inward, ill-focused people often externalize blame, believing that others succeeded due to luck, privilege, or unfair advantages. This mindset fuels jealousy as they perceive others' success as undeserved. Let me give you an example, folks. We hear this all the time. They had more support than I did, or they didn't have the challenges I had to face. But we need to address jealousy, folks. Jealousy can serve as a signal for what someone desires but hasn't achieved. Overcoming it requires protection from self by, I imagine, the following: self-reflection, acknowledging one's role in their lack of progress. Because in truth and in fact, we have to take responsibility. What did I not do to cause me to be at the back of the line? What about goal setting? Focusing on personal aspirations and working towards them. What about building discipline? Learning to commit to actions that align with long-term success. Stop saying you like Kirani James and take a page from his book of discipline, and you will succeed in your area as he did in athletics and education. Folks, we have to learn to celebrate others. Using others' success as motivation rather than a platform for comparison. Ultimately, folks, jealousy often arises when ill-focused individuals see in others what they know is possible for themselves, but they have not yet achieved due to distractions, inaction, or lack of clarity. So you see, what you are not changing, you are choosing. If you keep on doing what you're doing, you will keep on getting what you're getting. So if you don't like what you're getting, stop doing what you are doing. We take a little break and we come right back with a lot more.
Eddie Frederick has got it all. Inspiration, motivation, great advice, and biting opinion pieces as only Eddie Frederick can deliver. Eddie Frederick has got it all.
This is EDDIE-FICATION, made possible by the efforts of the Center for Democracy and Good Governance, CDGG. The strength of views and opinions expressed during EDDIE-FICATION are not necessarily a reflection or representation of the sponsors and/or affiliates of this program.
Oh, island in the sun. Look at how we've grown, how far we've run. 50 years we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. I'm going higher. 50 years we're blessed with motion fire. Still reaching for more. Going up, going up, 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 and more. Going up, going up, going up, 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 up. Going higher. Going higher. As we aspire, build up us one people together. Bang, bang, bang. It's only up.
Eddie Frederick has got it all. Inspiration, motivation, great advice, and biting opinion pieces as only Eddie Frederick can deliver. Eddie Frederick has got it all.
Wonderful, folks, wonderful. So welcome back. And for those of you just joining, I thank you for joining. And I just beg of you, share the live. Come on, hit that share button. And let's get more people in the room. Of course, I understand today being one of the few days before Christmas, you're doing all your work, and some of you might be buried in quite a bit, but that's quite okay. You have the program, you know, in the archives of Facebook and even YouTube that you can always go back to and check. But in the meantime, do some sharing, folks. Now, it's very interesting, folks. The natural follow-up question to the first one, why ill-focused people tend to jealous people who are succeeding, is why is it focused people make it in life and ill-focused do not? Of course, simply put, because focused people are focused. That's a simple answer. But we have a diatribe that I can share with you. You see, focused people tend to succeed in life because focus enables clarity, discipline, and successful and consistent effort. While a lack of focus often leads to distraction. And oh God, Grenadians are easily distracted. Inefficiency. And God knows that's a follow-up. And don't even mention unfulfilled potential. Our youthful population, 62% of whom fall under the age of 35, we are still told. Folks, that communicates two things to us. Either this nation, on a majority basis, has potential, tremendous potential, because here how youthful the population is, or if we continue to not give life to a focus on the potential to realize them, we are doomed. Good doomed. You make your pick. But folks, we have to focus and focus and focus. Look at me. I continue to focus you know many things people say about me. The other day I had to tell one, when all that rain was coming from October to all yesterday, where I live wasn't leaking, I wasn't getting wet. You would never hear me on a call-in program behaving frustrated because I have to choose spot in the house to shelter. I don't live so. So while they're wasting their time on me, I am enjoying a healthy standard of living and quality of life. And why is that? Because I am among the chosen ones. I'm not chosen by man. The other day, I had to tell somebody, the time for me to dead pass a long time now, Because a little nastiness tried using the power of state for years to see if that little nastiness could have killed me, Didn't happen. So I therefore must be among the chosen ones. And while the efforts were being made, I still continued to enjoy a high standard of living and quality of life. Why is that? I must be among the chosen ones. So among you wasting your time. How many times I tell you I'm the 8th day of the week? You can't do nothing about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Eddie. So I have to be the 8th day of the week. You can't do nothing about me. And that galls them. Nobody can contradict any of the things I share, including referring to that element as the old nastiness. Satan's grandson. That old fart. Hello? And tropical chump, among others. The only thing they vex about is me that calling him so. But they cannot contradict those because those are correct nomenclatures for that element. It's sad. Look at the brawn I have. Folks, you know why? Because I'm contented. Look at how those words come back, That was a popular word in my mother's house, Be contented. This is what I have. Drink it, eat it, and be contented. So it's in my DNA. And the older one gets, the less their needs. Isn't that interesting? The needs list reduces the older you get. So right now, at my stage and age, all I need in life, a dry place to sleep when the night comes, and a plate of food during the day to sustain me. Hello? I don't need riches. But you see this brawn and this certainty and this confidence, it riles up the ill-focused among us. Because they're still at the stage in their life where they don't have what is called a concept of enough. And what are they doing? Going after more and going after more. And what is happening in the process? Losing their souls. And that is why they can be aptly and correctly and irrefutably called That old nastiness, Satan's grandson, that old fart, and tropical Trump. Isn't that interesting? And occasionally old thief. Hello? Look at the confidence with which I say these things. You expect people not to push back, but they have to hide to push back. Hide. And in hiding, it qualifies them to do what? Pick up any kind of mud they find on the ground and see if they could project it. See if they can, ascribe it to me. And I'm not like the average Grenadian to say, pour me. I have more confidence than that. No, pour me at all. Bring it on. Because I still have the biography of the thief to do. I tell you, the second edition is one on steroids. The biography of a thief. That is still to come. All in the fullness of time. You see, focused individuals identify their goals and prioritize tasks that move them closer to success. They know what matters most and allocate their time and energy accordingly, avoiding unnecessary distractions. That's what focused people do. An athlete trains diligently for a championship, sticking to a disciplined routine while ignoring activities that don't contribute to success. You see, consistency and discipline. Focus enables people to stay committed to their path, even when challenges arise. Success is rarely instant. Focused individuals maintain discipline over time, steadily working towards their goal. You want an example? People who focus on building themselves persevere through setbacks and struggles, refining strategies instead of abandoning their efforts. Take that. You see, the efficient use of time and energy is another one. Focus helps people use their resources, their time, energy, and attention effectively. You hear the resources we have? Time, energy, and attention. Ill-focused individuals often spread themselves too thin, pursuing too many things at once, or wasting time on unproductive activities, like talking about people, making up things on people, and still expect to make progress. You see, a person who focuses on specific activities will perform better than one who procrastinates or is seen to be aimlessly all over the place. What about resilience and problem solving? You see, focused individuals tend to overcome obstacles because their attention remains fixed on solutions, not problems. Ill-focused people may lose motivation when challenges arise because their goals are unclear or they lack persistence. Folks, we have to start making a concerted effort to avoid distractions. The modern world is full of distractions, technology, entertainment, and endless options for diversion. Focused people develop the ability to filter out distractions and remain committed to their goals, which leads to tangible progress. You see, writers and artists who dedicate daily time to their craft produce work consistently, while those who easily get sidetracked struggle to complete projects. You may even ask why the ill-focused seem to struggle. Lack of direction. Without clear goals, it's hard to know where to start or what steps to take. Inconsistent effort is another. Progress is halted when motivation wanes or priorities shift. Distractions and procrastination, time wasted on unproductive activities, diminishes opportunities for success. But ill-focused people have unrealistic expectations too. Ill-focused individuals may expect quick results, and they quit prematurely when success requires sustained effort. Focused individuals align their actions with their goals. They stay disciplined and persevere through challenges. Just give me 1 minute. I'm hearing something that I need to attend to. Just sorry about that. You see, folks, how could you make meaningful progress in your life when you lack direction and consistency? How? Success requires intention, effort, and ability to filter out distractions to achieve what matters most. I will never allow any ill-focused individual, and I'm advising you to do the same, and God knows we have a plethora of them among us, to take me off course. Hell no. That person ain't born yet and their mother dead. Life comes with its built-in challenges already for me to become a statue to a critic or lose my focus. It is said that obstacles are those scary things you see when you take your eyes off your goal. I'm going to put that in the comment section because that's a powerful prose. Powerful prose to share. You see, when we are on a mission that God has selected you and you alone for, you must remain focused to fulfill that blessing. Distractions will come, but they are only coming to test your resolve. We must be motivated by the thought that it is not over rather until you win. Winning is the objective. On another note, folks, at this time of the year, we hear loads of talk about bonuses as the year comes to a close and the chair of the season takes over. But have we as a people ever stopped to think where a bonus comes from? Or even, what is a bonus? Folks, a bonus is an extra payment or reward given to someone, typically as an incentive, recognition, or performance-based reward. It often comes in addition to regular wages, salary, or other forms of compensation. For this to be successfully paid, the entity for which employees work must have made a profit. In commerce, profit is described as reward for risk taken. When will many of our people understand that? They do not get paid because they showed up at work daily and spent 8 full hours there. It's not roll call, folks. The truth is, people get paid for the value they convert those 8 hours into that benefits the organization, company, or entity, which in turn contributes to the continued sustainability of the entity for which they work. That is what people get paid for. I better put that in the comment section so you can have it for posterity. You can see it. You can share it too with people so they can understand. They don't get paid because they showed up. You can't say, I didn't come, look me. And because look me, I must pay you. When you call some places, so where you are up on walk, from the time they tell you they're up on walk, you know they ain't walking. Because you can't, walk is not something you could be on. Work is something that you are at. And while you are there, you're supposed to be attending to your terms of reference. So the attendance is not being present. No. Your attendance is while you are there attending to your responsibilities. Bonuses can't come from stone or nothing, but are to be found in various contexts, such as employment. Companies offer bonuses to employees for achieving targets, exceptional performance, or as part of annual compensation packages. Examples: performance bonus, a reward for meeting or exceeding specific goals. Holiday bonus, extra payment given during festive seasons. Signing bonus, paid to attract talent when someone joins a company. Retention bonus, paid to keep an employee from leaving. Sales and business. Of course, salespeople and business teams may earn bonuses for exceeding sales quotas or achieving company growth targets. What about sports? Athletes may receive performance-based bonuses, such as winning a game or championship. Finance, in investment contexts, a bonus can refer to a bonus share or an incentive for shareholders. Even games and promotions have bonuses. In contests, games, or gambling, bonuses act as extra rewards or points that boost results. So in short, folks, bonus serves as a motivation or reward beyond standard agreements, encouraging better performance or marking a special occasion. So when you hear a lot of motor puck, as we used to call them when I was growing up, running off about they should pay bonus, where they get the money from to pay bonus? Bonus to who? Take taxpayers' money and pay bonus to who? Across the board, you just give bonus. So you're rewarding bad behavior. And you happy for that? You see some people's head not screwed on properly. According to some people, they're not 100. Just rubbish. Do any underperforming worker, whether in government or otherwise in Grenada or anywhere else for that matter, deserve a bonus? That depends on the purpose of the bonus and the principles of fairness, accountability, and performance management within that private or public entity. Bonuses are typically tied to performance, productivity, or milestones. If workers are underperforming, giving bonuses without improvement might undermine the incentive structure and demotivate those who are performing well. If bonuses are meant as a broad gesture, example, a cost of living adjustment, holiday incentive, or morale booster, they might not necessarily be tied to performance. You see, rewarding underperformance could create perceptions of unfairness among diligent workers and the public. In the case of government workers, taxpayers often expect government workers to be held accountable for their productivity, as public funds are used to pay them in the first place, far less if they are to receive bonuses on top of that. If underperformance is widespread, it could point to systemic issues such as inadequate training, low morale, lack of resources, or inept or ineffective leadership that need to be addressed first. Bonuses tied to clear performance metrics can act as an incentive for improvement. You see, in small economies like Grenada's, public opinion matters greatly. So giving bonuses to underperforming workers, whether in public or private enterprises, could be seen as fiscally irresponsible or as rewarding inefficiency, especially as the economy is already strained. In summary, folks, let me just summarize that. Underperforming workers generally should not receive performance-based bonuses. Instead, resources might be better directed towards training, retraining, performance improvement plans, and accountability measures to ensure higher productivity in the future. If bonuses are universal. The focus should be on addressing the root causes of underperformance while maintaining fairness and transparency. You see, workers in the main need to adjust their sails based on the torrents of the wind. And folks, things are not going to get easier. Among you with those smart devices that you have, you need to subscribe to news channels. All over the Caribbean, people griping about the cost of living. But among you here griping as though, well, everything is honky-dory everywhere else except here. Many of you make up your mind not to work because you had from 95 to 2022 receiving handouts, not realizing that you were being placed on the vote farm of the old nastiness, immobilizing you completely so that you can be properly called and confidently referred to as poor and vulnerable, making you abjectly lazy in the process. I tell you all, go and ask the Ministry of Labor how many work permit applications they have in. The mere fact that they are having so many work permit applications tell you something. What does it tell you? Among you don't want to work, but you want to be on every call-in program talking tripe, rubbish, when there's so many opportunities. How come people coming in and getting opportunities? Well, you can't see them, but you see a lot of you not prepared. A lot of you not prepared. So much so many of you not even fit for a race to the outhouse because you never qualified yourselves. If a lot of you would curb your enthusiasm to spend your little salaries or your little whatever it is that you have on your wants while ignoring your needs and blaming your lack in that needs department on others who are prioritizing well and therefore making progress, you would see a marked improvement in your standard of living and quality of life. Folks, when I speak as sternly as this, you could never like me, especially if you're guilty and you're on the other side of what I'm saying, because I'm pointing you out. You see, what you are not changing, you are choosing, and you're making a conscious effort to choose to be abjectly poor and to remain so till you're dead. If you keep on doing what you're doing, you'll keep on getting what you're getting. And so if you don't like it, what to do? Stop. Let's take a break, folks, and we come back with our last segment. So you could imagine where this one is going.
Eddie Frederick has got it all. Inspiration, motivation, great advice, and biting opinion pieces as only Eddie Frederick can deliver. Eddie Frederick has got it all.
This is EDDIE-FICATION, made possible by the efforts of the Center for Democracy and Good Governance, CDGG. The strength of views and opinions expressed during EDDIE-FICATION are not necessarily a reflection or representation of the sponsors and or affiliates of this program.
Oh, island in the sun. Look at how we've grown, how far we've run. 50 years we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. Going higher. 50 years we're blessed with motion fire. Still reaching for more. Going up, going up, 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 going up, going up, going up, 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 higher. Going higher. As we aspire, build up ourselves, put people together. Bang, bang, bang. It's only up.
Eddie Frederick has got it all. Inspiration, motivation, great advice, and biting opinion pieces as only Eddie Frederick can deliver. Eddie Frederick has got it all.
Wonderful. So, last segment here, folks. And for those of you, it's better late than dead on time, as we say. You know, some people say it's better late than never, but I say it's better late than dead on time. So, we're happy to have you. Welcome back. Folks, we have to remember to pray for the victims of 2024 who developed mild to severe health challenges, who experienced tragedy or some form of pain that changed their lives. Those who are stuck in stubborn ignorance that they can't see daylight, insisting that they enter 2025 in the same mode as they entered 2024, yet expecting a different outcome. Yes, 2024 has indeed been marked by significant challenges across various areas, as I said earlier, globally, regionally, locally, and even personally for many people. These challenges span political, economic, environmental, and social issues, creating a year of resilience, change, and uncertainty. Well, let us just look at some key areas where 2024 has been particularly trying. Cost of living. Many countries continue to face inflation and economic instability, with rising prices for food, fuel, and basic necessities affecting the most vulnerable. If only our people would be mindful to pay attention to what's happening in the world around them, they would not feel this is only happening in Grenada. Just 2 days ago, Jamaica. Jamaicans up in arms. Look at Trinidad. Trinidad has a pitch lake, a little speck on the earth. In terms of geography, a pitch lake that supplies the most pitch in the world. What yet for all? Look at what's happening in Trinidad. The cost of living going through the roof. They have oil and natural gas. The cost of living going through the roof. What, they have Deacon running down there too? Come on, folks. Get with the program. Things are getting hard all over. And among you ain't seen nothing yet, because America is going to get hard for our relatives, friends, and people that we know who live in America, because things are about to change during the next 4 years. All over the Caribbean, people are complaining. This will continue to happen as long as we insist on importing most things, leaving the cost totally out of control, because we have no control out if are we going to be importing stuff. We have no control over the cost. What about job insecurity? Layoffs, especially in technology and other industries, have created economic uncertainty for workers worldwide. Those who refuse to step up to the demands of modern times will always be the ones to get left. If people do not prepare themselves for opportunities, imported labor will take their places, and they may soon be reduced to second, third, and even fourth class citizens in their own country. What do I mean by that? Some of the people who are coming in to Grenada to take jobs that among you not qualified for or don't want, when they're kusume and they start really putting down their families here and living here, they will start employing among you to do what? Cutlass for them. Because remember, the man among you, like he teach among you how to cutlass the side of the road. Very, very good. So you had nearly 30 years of wonderful experience using the cutlass to cut bush. So you're properly qualified. But you could change that. All of you could change that. If you wake up and stop all this stupidness, papi show and mama guy. You see? What about climate and environmental challenges? Natural disasters like hurricanes, floods, wildfires, and even extreme heat have continued to impact lives and livelihoods, particularly in regions prone to climate change effects. Look at us here in Grenada. In 20 years alone, we had 3 hurricanes: Ivan, Emily, and Beryl. Many communities faced displacement and resource scarcity, due to worsening environmental conditions. But what about the conflicts around the world and tensions? Ongoing conflicts in Venezuela and Haiti, right on our doorsteps. And regions such as Ukraine, the Middle East, and parts of Africa have escalated causing humanitarian crises and global political instability. Several major elections globally have fueled tensions and concerns over democracy, governance, and fairness. What about social challenges, folks? Growing inequality, polarization, politicization, and unrest have strained social systems and increased divisions within many societies. Mental health issues, exacerbated by global stressors, have remained a serious concern worldwide. What about technological disruption? You see, advances in AI, artificial intelligence, and automation are transforming industries at an unprecedented pace, creating both opportunities and uncertainties around jobs, privacy, and ethics. Despite these hardships, folks, 2024 has also been a year of resilience and adaptation. It has been a year that we should really be grateful for all we still have, as against being too concerned about what we've lost and don't have otherwise. Many individuals, communities, and organizations have come together to address issues, offer support, and find solutions, demonstrating, of course, humanity's capacity to persevere through adversity. With all of these challenges, which have been threatening our very existence, yet we have among us so many whose lives are consumed by and to be counted as just evil among us. These people don't seem to realize that everything they do is bound to fail and ricochet on them. After all, what one sends out to the universe comes right back, and many times tenfold. That's a profound observation, and it holds true when considered through the lens of morality, relationships, and the consequences of one's actions. A life consumed by evil, whether through selfishness, dishonesty, malice, or destructive behavior, tends to create a cycle of failure because of the following reasons. Evil actions often harm others, leading to broken relationships and loss of trust. Since human connections are foundational to success in life, this isolation sets the stage for failure. A deceitful person, folks, may temporarily benefit from manipulation, but eventually their dishonesty is exposed, leading to alienation. We are seeing this every day here in Grenada among relationships, and more so in the political realm. Those consumed by evil often prioritize short-term gains over long-term stability. This mindset leads to reckless decisions that may initially seem successful, but ultimately result in failure. You see, greed-driven actions like corruption or theft may bring temporary wealth, but they often end in legal, financial, and social ruin. If you call names, I will whistle. You see, living a life consumed by evil generates negativity, which impacts one's mental state and actions. Anger, hatred, and envy cloud judgment and prevent rational, constructive thinking, leading to poor choices and outcomes. Someone motivated by evil might sabotage others, only to end up harming themselves in the process. You see, many believe in a spiritual or universal principle where evil actions eventually lead to consequences. Whether seen as karma, divine justice, or simply natural repercussions of harmless behavior, the negative outcomes of evil often outweigh any perceived gains. An evil person's prosperity is usually short-lived. A leader who rules with oppression may maintain power temporarily, but ultimately faces rebellion and downfall to spend the rest of his life, his natural life that is, in shame and disgrace, and having history remain totally unkind to him as he truly deserves. But inner turmoil, folks, prevents success. A life consumed by evil creates inner chaos, guilt, fear, paranoia, and even dissatisfaction. Because when people are by themselves, they have time to reflect and inflect, and that is conscience working on them. This mental and emotional state prevents focus, creativity, and perseverance, which are crucial for success. A criminal may live in constant fear of being caught, which erodes their ability to enjoy any success that they achieve. Failure doesn't have to be permanent, folks. If someone recognizes the destructive nature of their actions, they can take steps to change. What about reflection and accountability? Acknowledging the harm caused and taking responsibility. Seeking forgiveness. Repairing relationships with those they've wronged, instead of always telling people, I don't know what I ever do for he to be behaving like that towards me. Not because the people you say that to don't know. You know, and that's what matters. Adopting positive values, folks, replacing selfishness and malice with integrity and kindness. Evil may bring temporary gains, but it ultimately destroys the individual and those around them. A good legacy of success is built on a foundation of integrity, compassion, and respect for others. A life guided by good values is far more likely to lead to fulfillment and lasting achievements. Such person's legacy, good legacy, is assured. I am delighted, folks, to end today's edition on an exclusively instructive note. Why the chosen ones are hated the most. No one hates for no reason. So there is or are reason or reasons why they hate you, the chosen one. They even hide among colleagues, relatives, so-called friends and associates. Look out for friendly fire. So let me just share these 4 or 5 reasons with you why people hate the chosen one or chosen ones. They hate you because they see in you what they can't see in themselves. It is not about your physical appearance, but it is about what you carry. It is about what God of our universe has put inside of you. They hate you because they want you to feel that you are beneath them. You are nothing, or you're not even special. The truth of the matter is, if you were not special, they would not be hating on you. Simply put, nobody hates for no reason. It is dangerous because your enemies, the people who don't like you, know what you carry. You better start embracing who you are, and you better start acting like you know what God has put in you. The more you know, the more you function. The less you know, of course, the less you function. I invite you to become conscious enough, as I have become over the years, to realize that when God plants a seed in you, He remains steadfastly with you to see it germinate and grow to maturity. You have to do what you have to do and remain focused to carry out your mission. The second reason why they hate you, the chosen one, is because you are noticeable. You have magnetic presence. It is not like you are doing it intentionally, where you want people to see you. No. You are just chosen by God. your star shines brighter. That is why sometimes you try to hide yourself or even take a back seat when you go out. Before you know it, people will notice you. You will stand out without even planning to. They don't like that about you because your star shines brighter than theirs. Matter of fact, they have no star. Sometimes they have to work hard to get the attention that you are getting without doing much. So it bothers them. You win every time because that's the reward you get from the universe for your focus. The third, you are defined and determined. You remain standing regardless of what comes your way. And regardless of what they throw in your way, you remain standing. That bothers them to no end. What they thought was going to silence you and take you out did not take you out. What they thought was going to destroy you did not destroy you. Folks, you know, that disturbs the dickens out of them. Look at how many nasty things those who cannot match wits with me cast, yet they fall to nothing. Why? I am defined and determined. If that is not focus, you tell me what is. I have never veered off course. I remain consistent and trudge along regardless. I know who my friends are, and I am not on the market for any more. I don't have to make a fuss about Christmas because how I live Christmas is like always. When you are contented with the little you have, God continues to bless you with all your needs. The fourth area is very, very interesting, you know, folks. Double confirmation. Double confirmation. This one is God actually causing them to hate you. God has put something in you and you know it. Their hate now becomes a double confirmation. An example in the Bible is Joseph, who was loved by his brothers and family as long as he did not know what he carried. No sooner that it was revealed to him and his brothers, they started hating him. What was that? A double confirmation. Sometimes when you start experiencing hate, especially from people you did not expect to get it from, it is to be considered a double confirmation. When God wants to give you a double confirmation, he will cause members of your own family to misunderstand you. Not because there is something wrong, you know. It is ordained that you use that occasion to see what they are seeing about you, which they cannot stand. You see, some of you, well, I'm trying to do this, but they do not appreciate it. It's beyond that. It's about what you carry. And every time God wants to level you up, he will cause even the people you look up to and rely on to misunderstand you. Even the people you value the most will misunderstand you. That is because God wants you to depend fully on him through nurturing what he has put inside of you. Sometimes we do not feel we need God as long as the people around us give us the support we think we need. So we feel we have everything. Nothing tall goes so, folks. And the fifth reason why you, the chosen one, are hated is because you are likable. They tried to put death on your name, but people still like you. Because you see, the same thing they hate you for is usually the same thing others love you to death for. They always try to find something wrong and make up stories about you in the most debased of manners, as if to walk and trample on your name. But guess what? People still like you. After trying with special zeal to project their wishes for you onto you, people still like you. That must bother them to no end. And so they ratchet up the ante with their hate for you. What they do not understand is that you did not choose yourself. You were chosen. No wonder why the Bible says, many are called, but few are chosen. If therefore you are among the few who are chosen, you will pay a tax. You will pay a fee. You will pay a high price that the chosen ones always have to pay. Those include, believe it or not, folks, rejection, hatred, and suffering. You may ask, why do I have to suffer? Do I have to suffer because I am chosen? You tell me of all the chosen ones you know. Has any of them never experienced hate, rejection, and suffering? The answer is no. To whom much is given, much is always expected. So, folks, don't be afraid when inferiors choose to hide behind pseudonyms to attack with baseless nonsense, as if to display irreversible stupidity and idiocy. They are merely in touch with the nasty truths about themselves, which they can hardly live with, especially as they know many people already know. And so they lash out at the chosen ones. You see, if you are, as let's say you're a young woman who became a breaker of homes, yours and another's, and for instance, you end up having the same man as your grandmother. Hello? If you as a young woman who became a breaker of homes, yours and another's, and for instance, you end up having the same man as your grandmother, that reality in your life is so shameful that you must project nastiness on others, as if to take some of your surplus slime to smear the chosen ones. Of course, you cannot do that in the open. You have to become faceless with fake profiles, and you yourself responding to your nonsense under a different pseudonym. Hello? Folks, that has to be a mental disorder, you know. That is just an example of how faceless monsters assume attack positions against the chosen ones. Look at my face, folks, and you see and you know who just said all of that. Look me here. What you are not changing, you are choosing. This Christmas season, folks, I beseech you, I admonish you, use the time off to reflect and inflect so you can have a different life in 2025 and going forward. Otherwise, judging from the trajectory of 2024, things can only get worse if you proceed without respect for well-deserved transformation in your personal life. But that transformation has to start with a willingness on your part. And if you don't do that, crapo will smoke a lot among your pipe. I am in, I'm out, and I am gone. Thanks for joining. Continue to share. See you next week at the same time and same place for more extraordinary programming. Until then, stay safe, stay well, remain vigilant, and stay lifted. Stay focused. Remember, we spoke a lot about that. Stay focused. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Just type in my name, Edward or Eddie Frederick. Subscribe, like, and share. And be prepared to receive your mental multivitamins as straight up as I deliver them. Remember, look me, no facelessness. Look me, live and direct. So thanks for joining me once again. It was a beautiful, plum-pleasing pleasure to be in your lovely company once more. Have a Merry Christmas, folks. Remember the reason for the season. It's not about having many things. It's about being contented, because it is supposed to be the birthday that we are celebrating of the Christ child. Remember what I told you, Mahatma Gandhi, one of the more prominent Hindus, would have said about Christianity some time ago, of course, when he was alive. He said, if Christians behaved as the Christ they say they are following, the whole world would be Christian. See how powerful Christianity could become? But we are not very serious about it. Take care now and have a wonderful week in spite of the break on Wednesday and Thursday. But it's the eve of the eve tomorrow, Christmas Eve on Tuesday, and of course Christmas Day and Boxing Day to follow. So peace and blessings, folks. Enjoy your Christmas.
Eddie Frederick has got it all. Inspiration, motivation, great advice, and biting opinion pieces as only Eddie Frederick can deliver. Eddie Frederick has got it all.
This has been Edification, made possible by the efforts of the Center for Democracy and Good Governance, CDGG. The Center for Democracy and Good Governance is a sound organization established to promote and strengthen democracy.
If I take time and I write down all the things that I love on my island, best believe the list gon' be like 5 miles long. Best believe it's love that makes me sing this song. The cleanest breeze on the waters, friendly people meet in every corner. Togetherness and love is what we stand for. We stand for. Stand for.
Oh, island in the sun. Look at how we've grown, how far we've run. 50 years we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. Going higher. 50 years we're blessed with fortune and fire. Still reaching for more. Going up, going up, 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 going up, going up, going up, 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 up.
Going higher. Going higher. As we aspire, build up us, that's what people together. Bang, bang, bang. It's only up.
I want the best for my family, so every meal has to be perfect. Every bite has to say, There's no doubt in my mind that the best in frozen meats and vegetables has to come from the Country Cold Store. Hams, turkeys, sausages, beef, pork, chicken. I just don't know my family is in safe hands. Thank you, Country Cold Store, for being there for us for the past 40 years.
There are some interesting specials available at Country Cold Store's Mini Mart while stocks last. Take advantage of these specials as they assist you to stretch your limited funds.
The Country Cool Store, providing the best in frozen meats and vegetables since 1969.
Attention all forward-thinking companies. Sure, you can do with a continuous positive boost to your image and impact your bottom line. If you think training is expensive, try not training and you will experience a perpetual downward spiral in patronage on account of increased dissatisfied customers. Take things into your hands and engage the best at motivation and customer care training with a tried and tested track record. Visit www.efrederick.com now and learn how you can change the atmosphere in your business and improve the customer experience for everyone who does business with you. Spice Island Beach Resort and Belmont Estate are two such local entities of world renown that have benefited tremendously from ongoing customer care skills and motivation training. Training changes everything for the better for any business and every team member. Enhance employee performance through increased awareness and passion for the job at hand. Greater potential in your workforce awaits you through engaged, high-energy training that works. Log on now, www.efrederick.com.
Eddie Frederick has got it all. Inspiration, motivation, great advice, and biting opinion pieces as only Eddie Frederick can deliver. Eddie Frederick has got it all.
Take time and I write down all the things that I love on my island. Best believe the list gon' be like 5 miles long.